Hello, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. Kind of talk a little bit, share a little bit of personal experiences. It's want everybody to stay safe during these really, really tough times out there. These are very challenging times for everyone in the entire world. So we must do our part to just stay safe. So we'll open it up and get started. First question. Antonio SCHS91 on Instagram. How did I get involved with Floyd? That's a great question. I've been knowing Floyd actually since about 1990 when he was, I think, like 13 years old. His uncle Roger and Jeff had introduced me to him. He had came out. I think it was for the Buster Douglas Holyfield fight in '90. Floyd was a youngster coming through, visiting his uncles, and he was coming out, going to the fight. And young Floyd is the same Floyd that we see now. But those are fun times, though. Next question. Trey Brown on Facebook. Did you believe since day one Floyd would go on to change the sport of boxing? Of course. I knew from day one that he was an outstanding talent, and he had an unlimited ceiling. You could tell from his work ethic. He comes from a fighting family, so from the boxing part, his dad had installed in him, a great work ethic, and he worked really, really hard as a kid. I mean, when Floyd was young, his dad and him were telling me stories. Floyd was running like 5 miles when he was like 6 years old, running in combat boots in snow in Michigan. He used to go to the gym with his dad all the time as a baby. And, he learned it from as a kid. So you could just see when you follow even his amateur career and knowing, you could just see that how talented he was. And, he had an incredible self-belief even as a youngster. So, yeah, from day one, you knew that he had it in him to, and I believed from day one. Antonio Sanchez on Facebook. What was the most emotional moment being in camp with Floyd? That's a great question. I've had several. One that just really stands out, and actually it was just probably we had just finished camp for actually it was during fight week. It was during fight week, so it really wasn't part of training camp, but it was like we were actually at the gym, and my mom had passed away. It was during fight week for Cotto, and that was a very, very rough time for me. Floyd was very supportive. That was tough. Yeah, that's the most memorable one that I can kind of look back on. Next question. Eric Davis on Facebook. How many fighters at Mayweather Promotions have turned and became world champion? And which fighters are they? Great question. Since we formed our company, we've had 5 world champions. Since 2013, I think we've had maybe 8 of our guys who fought 4 world titles. Who are they? Great question. Ishe Smith, Mickey Bay, Javante, Badu, Ronald Graville, Andrew Tabiti, Carlos Zambrano. I think that might be it. But one thing at Mayweather Promotions, what we do, if you're signed with us, you're going to get an opportunity. I can guarantee you that. That's one thing. You know, we're gonna work really hard and put all our efforts and energy in. Next question. What do you enjoy most about working in the boxing industry? Stuart Penrose on Facebook. I really enjoy, I love the sport of boxing and have ever since I was a kid. I love everything about the sport. Well, I ain't gonna say everything about the sport, but I really truly enjoy signing young fighters and working with the fighters that we have and building their careers. I really truly enjoy, especially now, doing the club shows. I really put a lot of effort into that, you know, because that's the grassroots of everything, where, you know, fighters get started and you can see them progress in their careers. And it's a wonderful feeling as a promoter to be able to see the young fighters develop and eventually get an opportunity, and some become world champions and some don't. But as a promoter, that's your responsibility to guide and to build these young fighters' career and continue to elevate them to the greatest heights that you possibly can. Next question. Arisha Lawrence on Facebook. What is your most expensive suit? I like Tom Ford. I like Tom Ford. I have a lot of custom Tom Ford suits. I'm really into fashion. I have been ever since I was a kid. I think the way you carry yourself, it speaks volumes about, you know, your character, you know, how you carry yourself. When you're looking good, you feel good. And I've been into fashion ever since I was a kid. I love dressing. Next question. Sue Edwards. How is Mayweather? Is he any different in the ring from how he is outside the ring? Floyd is, I mean, the fighter speaks for itself. I mean, he's flawless, you know, and has had a flawless career. But he's outside of the ring. He's a great person. He'll give you the shirt off his back. You know, he doesn't venture too much outside of his circle. That's one of the things that I really like about him. About that, he keeps his circle really tight, and you know, most people have. Well, I ain't gonna say most people. I'll say, you know, a lot of the fans out there, you see, because they don't know you, they see the fighter, and they get it mixed up between the fighter and the person outside the ring. You know, he's a good father, a good friend, great business partner. You know, good dude. Born Legend on Instagram. What does it take to get signed by Mayweather Promotions? Well, one, you have to have talent, obviously, and we're not hard to find. We're actually we're in the next couple months when we all get through these rough times. We have some outstanding young talent that we're about to bring aboard. We're always interested in working with great young talent. It gives you an opportunity to develop the talent and to see their careers go on. And but we at Mayweather Promotions, what I really like about signing new talent is that getting to know the fighters, just not inside the ring, outside the ring. I'm really big on that. You know, I'm really close to most all of my fighters because it's all about building a relationship, because you want to develop these young men and advise them as best as you can. You know, each man and young lady are going to make their own decisions, but you just give them the best possible advice that you can, you know, about life, the experiences that you have experienced, you know, in boxing, and a lot of things that I deal with my fighters about are just things outside of the ring. You know, a lot of them call me and ask me, you know, about his family situations, you know, a lot of personal things. But I really enjoy being able to share knowledge, you know, from being in the industry for so long and being at this level, you know, and it's a great feeling. Jamal Hayes on Facebook. What was it like training Floyd for the fight when he fought Valdemir? Oh, boy. Nobody's training Floyd. It was a great opportunity to, well, let me kind of back. May Roger rest in peace. He had a little incident that he had to go sit down for a few months, and so that left me and Rafael Garcia, may he rest in peace also. There is the other two people who were in his corner, and it was a great experience. With Floyd's he's one of these people that he knows what he's got to do. You ain't got to go tell him to do anything. You ain't got to ask him to do anything. He's self-motivated. You know, that's one of the reasons why he's the best ever is because his mental preparation is like none other. You know, he's not a fighter that, again, when it's time to go run, he's going to be calling you for the run. You're not going to be calling him, trying to wake him up or anything like that. He gonna be the. Now, obviously, when he got older as a fighter in his career, you know, he took his time a little more, but he put in that work. And that's the one of the great things about when you're working with somebody that who has a great work ethic and they're self-motivated. You know, it makes your job that much easier, you know. So one of the things that I take great pride in is that really is understanding the fighters, you know, whether they're with us, they're not with us. You know, I study a lot of fighters, watch a lot of footage, and I did back then. And specifically to your question about the Valdemir fight, I can recall we had a lot of fun because, again, just communicating with Floyd in camp, you know, I'm going to have so many great stories, you know, for the fans eventually. But to your point of that particular night, it was a great experience to actually be the quote unquote the lead trainer or whatever. But it was nothing to it other than just doing what we normally do. Again, Floyd, you don't have to tell Floyd anything. He knows what he's got to do. He's always looking to be at his best, and he puts himself and has put himself in the best situation always to be successful. Jackie Ferreira on Instagram. How did it feel to share the stage with Conor McGregor? Oh, Conor. Conor McGregor. That was definitely a great experience. He's one of the nicest guys that you'll meet in combat sports. Excellent. I call him the double champ. Excellent fighter. The build up to that fight, as you could all probably remember, that was probably some of the best times that I've had, because it was just a joy to watch someone else actually be involved and actually be involved in what made for a great promotion. And the fans were really dialed up. Every stop we made, Conor and Floyd were going at it. And me and him, we used to have these interactions, because he would always be talking about how I was dressed, and I would be talking about his suits or whatever he had on. So we had a lot of back and forth with him, and we was just friendly stuff. But again, he's a cool dude. Dana's cool. It was great working with those guys. It was a massive promotion. The fight, we know both guys came out. They entertained the fans, and it was a spectacle. So it was a great experience. It was one of the best experiences that I've had, in my boxing career.